So it's a new day again. This is day 3 of my 30-day project. Today our Epic Custom Pack pop-up pack that has come into the game has Mythic Shards, True Gold, and Speed Ups on one side, and this is the side I would pick if I was you, and Charms on the other side. The reason I would pick the other one over this is Charms get super expensive over time, and this is not even enough for one upgrade for most people at this stage of the game. So you can actually do more with these. You always need True Gold. It can be converted to dust if you don't need it for buildings immediately, but you need to save up a whole lot of it for TG8. Speed ups are always nice, and Mythic Shards are pretty much the going rate for, one shard per dollar in pretty much any pack you find them in anyway. So this is probably the better deal in my opinion because you can get more things done kind of in a better fashion with this than you would with just some charm stuff. The other thing, I wanted to go back to something we were doing yesterday and talk about fishing again. I had some people talk to me about it after the video I posted yesterday. If you don't want to be horrible at fishing and you are horrible at fishing, like say, oh no, I hit that. Oh no, I hit that. I keep hitting everything. Oh no, why am I so bad at this? I keep hitting things. Oh no, I messed up. You can hit this pause button at the top and retreat. When you retreat, everything inside the screen stays the same. So all the fish are the same. The level at which they are swimming at is the same, but they might be in different orientations. So they might be a little bit more left, a little bit more right, whatever. But you can hit go fish again and it restarts you. So you can go ahead and keep doing that until you get the best fishing experience you can. Now, another cool thing about this is say you're in the middle of this and somebody needs your attention. You can pause it, retreat out, and then you can actually go into any other menu in the game. You can close out the game, come back, and when you come back, you can just hit go fish again and it's right back to where you were. And you start over with all of your tries and everything intact. So that is something I didn't touch on that people told me I probably should, just because it's a cool little thing you can do. I'm actually going to retreat right now because I don't feel like fishing at the moment because I'm doing this video. I didn't collect all of my things today, so I'm going to go ahead and go do that. I tend to buy all of these cards because you kind of need them. You don't get too many VIP points for doing this, but you get a whole lot of resources for a little bit of money. I do that pretty much weekly. I didn't collect any of my caravan tries, so I'm going to go ahead and go through those today. Didn't get SSR there. I didn't click the checkbox there. Didn't get SSR there, so I go to my mail, collect my mails. And I should have 2 tickets to free refresh. Damn it, where'd my caravan go? There it is. Oh, I didn't get any tickets today. That is a shame. I know you typically get tickets for doing certain tasks the day before. I guess I just didn't get any yesterday. Damn, that kind of sucks. Yeah, I didn't get any yesterday. That's a bummer. Anyway, so I do my escorts, and there's a cool thing about today, and that's the Swordlands Showdown signups are happening. And Alliance Championship is underway. So I wanted to hit on those real quick. For Swordland, when you're doing the sign-up thing, one thing that my Alliance does is we come over here and we have these Swordland chats. And in this room, we tell people to tell us that they can sign up. So thumbs up if you can make it to 1400. Muscles if you can make it to 1900. Saturday. Oop, it's Sunday, sorry. Sunday. So the reason I am typing this message is because we do not want people who are not going to be there to be signed up for Swordland. The reason you don't want to just sign up random people is because it contributes to your matchmaking power, and gives you a harder opponent than you can handle. I would rather go into Swordland with 15 people that are definitely going to be there than sign up 40 people and only 15 show up. So that's something you can do to ensure that your people are showing up. Now when we go into Alliance Championship, the first thing I do is I look at everybody's alliance power. It seems like we got some pretty strong people this week, so we're probably not going to do all that great. Because as you can see, we're like the lowest powered alliance in here. And that means that they're going to be very difficult to defeat. So one of the things that I do when the enemy team is very difficult to defeat is I kind of do this, oh shoot, I don't know, I'm actually doing this wrong. I kind of do this thing where I do all of my strongest people in one lane, with the exception of every now and then throwing in some higher powered people in each lane, just to kind of give them a top end in case they end up having a close match. So you see I'm skipping a couple hundred every now and then before I throw people over. So anyway, we're down here to these people now. I went down a little too far. So what I'm going to do is just go left, right, left, right. I tend to do left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left. I do this because it kind of evens out the power. And the reason I'm doing this today, for this particular day, is that I'm going to have one very strong lane and one very weak lane. But both of my weak lanes are going to be weak lanes, and they're going to be my weak lane and my middle lane kind of together. So it's not like they're going to just completely, fall apart, because they kind of have a chance of beating the enemy's smallest lane, no matter where that lane is. So doing it this way, as long as I don't hit the smallest lane of the enemy with my largest lane, we will typically hit their smallest lane with one of these two I'm making now. And that gives us a better chance of beating a higher powered team. The reason for this is, like, see I have 50k showing as my middle lane and 42-ish for both of my other lanes. Say the enemy has two lanes that are 50k and one lane that's like 40k, 30k, or 40k, 41k, something like that. Both of these lanes can probably will have a decent chance of beating that 41k lane. And my 50k lane just has to not pick that lane, and it'll also have a decent chance of putting up a fight. So when you're going up against stronger enemies, you want to kind of set up your lanes like this so that you have a chance of actually defeating them. Now they can counter this by just trying to get their small lane on your big lane, or by making two lanes so astronomically strong that they can both beat your strong lane. And if that happens, you kind of can't really do anything, because if they can beat your strongest lane with two lanes, you can't win anyway. But this is the best chance you got when you're fighting stronger teams. Another thing I wanted to talk about is Champions Way opened up today. You can use 10 of these hammers to go through and get all of these rewards, and you want to do this before Friday if you can, because Friday you want to focus entirely on beast hunting for the Alliance Brawl. So definitely kind of keep that in mind. And just so you know, we didn't win the first day, but we did win the second. So our plan to win on day 5 and 6 is still intact. We still have a chance of doing that. Another thing I wanted to talk about is I wanted to come back in here today because we have two new, or not two new, but two different buildings in here today. This first one is for pets and pet stats. When I was talking about the tower yesterday, I said to make sure that you are utilizing your team, utilizing your stats. So know what you're capable of. Don't just use a cookie cutter thing. Personally, with pets, they're pretty much always balanced. I usually just do like this, the 50, 15, 35 that they suggest online, because I'm either going to do 50, 10, 40, or I'm going to do 50, 20, 30. And it's going to work out either way, because most of the time when you're leveling up your pet stuff, it's pretty balanced, and you can't really unbalance your pet stuff. So this is one of the only ones where you're kind of like truly stuck in just following the cookie cutter ratio, and just hoping for some luck if you're a little bit underdeveloped on the pet stuff. As you can see, I'm still like right there with the other people in my server. It's not very easy to raise your pet stuff because it's expensive. So you just kind of use that 50, 15, 35 and hope for the best. This one is your charms. So a lot of people will actually focus their infantry charms first. So infantry here is going to be a lot stronger for them. I personally don't do that. I kind of evenly distribute my charms as well. So I'm going to use that same 50, 15, 35 here just because I have balanced charms. But if you're somebody that maybe focuses your archers instead of any other thing on your charms first, maybe use a couple more archers than, cavalry. Maybe do a 50, 10, 40. If you're somebody who focuses your cavalry first on your charms, use a little bit more cavalry than you do archers. Maybe do a 50, 25, 25. Even a 50, 30, 20. Know your stats. Know how you're developing yourself. Know what stats you have are higher than the other stats that you're working with. And just, set up your team accordingly. You don't have to use the cookie cutter stuff that they put into, all of the facts online and everything like that and all the guides online. You can win without using those guides, just knowing your team and how they're going to fight in the battle. A lot of this is about your stats. It's not really about anything else. So you just kind of gotta hope for the best sometimes. So yeah, I'm getting a little close on some of these, but not really, because I'm kind of just pushing to push right now. I'm not developed high enough to get further in it. I'm just pushing right now because I haven't developed any of those things for a minute. So those are the things I wanted to talk about today for the most part. I also wanted to touch base on one other thing. After KVK, a lot of people have soldiers in their consignments. What we do in our alliance is we build 6 alliance banners. That's one for every march. And you send one soldier to the banner, and that gives you loyalty points for your soldiers so that you can recruit them back. So if you're in your enlistment office, you get loyalty for going into your banners like this. You can also get loyalty for gathering. So if there's a gathering event going on like there was yesterday in the Brawl, it's a better idea to go gathering rather than using the alliance buildings. But on days when you don't really need to gather, the alliance buildings can be used to gain loyalty points. And you can do it kind of closer to your city because it's like right next to your hive. So your troops aren't very far away and you can recall them quickly if you need to. And that is all I wanted to talk about today. It is a pretty boring day in game today. I will say that the officer project's up right now, which is a training troops thing. It does end tomorrow, not today, and tomorrow in Alliance Brawl is your troop training event. As you can see, I'm already prepared for troop training on tomorrow, so I'm not even going to touch the officer project until tomorrow, and at that point in time, I will have trained almost 15,000 T10 troops. So if I'm training 15,000 T10 troops, that's 450,000 points, which is all I need to get this last milestone project. So I'm not even going to need to do anything for spending KVK resources for this, because I'm already going to have my troops set up and ready to go. Just remember, save and utilize everything you can. Another person told me that I should talk to you about this. If you find somebody that's too strong, it's too strong for your whole alliance, you can't clear them, you can just go to their state and just kind of look around. Zoom out enough to where you can see the cart moving around like this, and then just kind of scroll around. You want to kind of look closer to, the arsenals and armories and things of that nature, because they're going to have things going to them more often than any other building. And if you zoom out all the way, you can see where all of these are, because all of the buildings are just kind of on the map. So you can zoom back in, look for a cart. If you don't see a cart, zoom back out. Zoom back in, look for a cart. If you don't see a cart, zoom back out. And you can scroll around the map this way, looking for any carts that are escorting outside of the one that you're... Yeah, see, like there's a cart there. It's not for the alliance that I'm looking for, but you can find other carts for that alliance just by kind of looking around and spending some time doing this. So if you're kind of short on time, you can use that method instead of just waiting, or trying to let their timer run out or wait for their alliance members to take it over for you. Anyway, that's it for today. If you feel like you learned something, go ahead and like and subscribe.